Hi guys, and welcome to Modding Fallout 3 Part 6. Now in this video I'm going to be focusing on weapons. I'm not going to be adding new weapons, but I'm going to be installing two mods that I consider absolutely essential when playing Fallout 3. The first mod is the Weapon Mods Kit mod by Antistar. Now, if you've played Fallout New Vegas, you know that you can get things like silencers, scopes, etc. for your weapons and add them. But in Fallout 3, this was not possible without modding your game, and in fact, it is almost certain Fallout New Vegas has such things because of the popularity of the Weapon Mods kits in Fallout 3. Essentially, it does exactly what you would expect. It allows you to add silencers, laser sights, scopes, even auto fire on things like shotguns. You can add these things by getting weapon mod kits and using the repair bench with your weapon to create, enhanced versions of the weapon. You can also remove those mods as well. It requires a fairly good repair skill, so it's worth raising that. This mod does require Fallout Script Extender, so obviously a lot of the mods I'm showing you do, so that should not be an issue. Now, of course, we've also installed Fallout Wanderers Edition, and there are a lot of weapons in that mod, so to make weapon mod kits compatible with Fallout Wanderers Edition, we're going to be doing some compatibility patching as well. And the second mod I'm going to show you how to install is Eve, Energy Visuals Enhanced. Now, this is a mod that overhauls the energy weapons in the game, and that includes a lot of the explosives, so plasma grenades, etc. I'm not going to show you any footage that I made because I have not got any, basically, but there are loads of videos out there, and I'm going to link to a few of them here. And you should check them out, but some of the visuals on critical kills or explosions are absolutely brilliant. This mod definitely makes energy weapons and grenades and things like that a lot more fun and a lot more visually impressive. Okay, so let's start with weapon mod kits and go along to the file section, and you're going to need, first of all, the weapon mod kits main file, so click download with manager for that. And under the optional files, there's also a combat shotgun replacer. I'm not going to use that yet, but I am going to need the broken steel compatibility patch. So download with manager again, the mothership Zeta compatibility patch, operation anchorage, point lookout, and the pit. Now these are all patches that allow the weapon mod kits to be applied to weapons that come from those DLC. Now for Eve, if you go along to the file section, quite a few files we're going to need. The first one is the main. It's a 097 beta main. You're going to need that, so download with manager. You are also going to want Eve Operation Anchorage if you have Operation Anchorage. So download with manager. That makes the shock sword pretty impressive. And there is a 10-penny tower fix. Not 100% sure what that is, but it's a fix for a glitch, so I'm going to download that as well. There are actually two updates as well. There is this file called the newest update, so I'm going to get that. And then there is another file, updated mesh, and as it says, you still need newest update from 13th of October, so you need both of these. So that's all the files for Eve. Now, if for some reason the download with manager is not working, as it is not for me on Eve, for some reason it tells me the files are not available, you're going to have to do download with manager for all of these, and then create faux mods from them. When I get this type of an error, it usually means the nearest mirror is actually not working, hence the reason Nexus Mod Manager doesn't work. So I need to pick one of the American ones. Oh, wrong key. That's going to say file not exist. Yep. So what I have to do is hit download manually and pick one of the American servers. That usually works for me. There we go. and so on. And I have to do that for all of these files. So there we are. I'm manually downloading the main file, Operation Anchorage, 10 penny tower fix, the newest update, and the updated mesh. And once they've downloaded, wherever you've placed them, you're going to have to create faux mods from them. Now, the only problem with this is that the naming is not that good. So, for example, I'll pick Eve, the beta main, use it. That was add mod from file, and then when you look at it, it's got Eve Energy Visuals Enhanced, but there's nothing to indicate that it's the main file. So I'm going to press the eye icon and add main on the end. And then when I create the Operation Anchorage file, again you can see it's been given the same name, Eve Energy Visuals Enhanced, and I want to make sure I know that that is Operation Anchorage, and so on. So I'm going to have to do this for each of those. I want the 10 penny tower fix, and once I've finished, that gives me the main file, the newest update, Operation Anchorage, 10 penny tower fix, and updated mesh. Plus I've got all my weapon mod kit files installed as well. But that is not all we're going to need, I'm afraid. We're also going to need the Fallout interoperability patches for these mods. Now, of course, we covered this mod, or this collection of compatibility patches, when we installed Fallout Wanderers Edition. And we're going back there now to find the patch for Eve and FWE. Now, we're using FWE 6-03, but this is the file you're going to need. So download with Manager. And the same is true for the weapon mod kits and FWE, because we're going to need that as well. Download with Manager. So we then have those two as well. So what we've got now are all the Eve files, all the weapon mod kit files, and the compatibility patches that we are going to need to get them all working. So let's start installing them. First one, weapon mod kits. Hit activate. Now it's going to ask if it's okay for it to overwrite. Just click yes to all. And then do all the compatibility patches. And when it asks, would you like to install the mod? When it asks you if you'd like to upgrade, click no. Again, this is one of those things of having multiple files on one mod page. Then yes to all. And keep going for all of them. No, you don't want to upgrade. Yes to write to all. Overwrite all. And then once you've got them all installed, just a quick look at the plugins, you will see a weapon mod kit. Well, there you go. ESPs are at the bottom. I thought there was also an ESM, but apparently there is not. Okay, so those are now installed to start with. Now we're going to do the Eve files. So first of all, the main one. This is pretty large, so it may take a little time. Again, yes to all. Once that is done, do the newest update, and no, and yes to all. Now you must do the newest update before you do the 10 penny tower fix. That is important, because the 10 penny tower fix is a lot newer file, so I'm assuming it contains the newest update. In fact, you might find the newest update is completely irrelevant. But I'm installing it just in case there are any meshes that go with it. And then finally the update mesh. In fact, actually it might have been a good idea to install the update mesh before 10 penny tower fix. Now if you do something like this by mistake, you can in fact just uninstall the update mesh, uninstall 10 penny tower fix, then install the update mesh, and it's perfectly fine that way. That's the beauty of using the Nexus Mod Manager or Fallout Mod Manager. And that's it. Eve is now installed. Let's have a quick look at the plugins, and we can see Eve has an ESM and a couple of ESPs at the bottom. Let's worry about load order in a little while, because we also have the interoperability patches for Eve and FWE and FWE and WMK. I'm going to do the weapon mod kits one first. I'm not totally sure that makes any difference. In fact, I can guarantee it doesn't. I've seen the file structure. And then that one. Now, at the time of making this video, there is also an unofficial Eve compatibility patch for the Fallout interoperability patch. And that is because there seem to be some problems when using FOIP with Eve and FWE. So if you go onto the file section there and download with Manager for both the compatibility fix for the broken menu, which is required. Believe it or not, your game will actually crash at startup if you don't have this, and the pulse weapon fix. So get both of those into your Nexus mod manager. Okay, so it's finished downloading them. Let's install those. Just activate both of them and yes to all. Get no, and it doesn't ask for yes to all. So. And that's that done. Now for load order, I've pretty much copied the Fallout interoperability patches page, and there's a few exceptions. I mean, I've still got Craft Caliber, Fallout Wanderers edition at the top, but I also have an Eve.esm which is not on this list, and I've placed that below Fallout Wanderers edition but above Mart's Mutant Mod, and that's just basically to mimic what the plugins do as well. Then I've got the few other ESMs that are not on this list, followed by the Darnified UIF3 ESP, then all the Fallout Wanderers plugins, then the Weapon Mod Kits plugins. Make sure you have the Weapon Mod Kits.esp above the others, as they do use this as a master. So if you place this one below these, you will get a problem. Eve next, along with the compatibility patches, followed by Mart's Mutant Mod, and then finally any other mods that I happen to have. One thing to notice here, in the Eve, there is an Eve FWE Master Release and a Master Release Follower Enhanced. If you are using the Follower Enhanced option under Fallout Wanderers Edition, you will need both of these, the Master Release and the Master Release Follower Enhanced. If you do not have the Follower Enhanced, you don't need this one. So if for example, if you decide you don't want Fallout Wanderers Edition's Enhanced Followers, you can remove this as well. But if you have this, you should also have this. The Master Release Pulse Fix, that is from the unofficial patch that I showed you last. That should go right there, below those. And that's it. You've now got Weapon Mod Kits installed and Eve. Now, I do recommend both of these, but you could use Eve by itself or Weapon Mod Kits, and you would obviously only use the compatibility patches for that one. So, for example, if you only had Eve with Fallout Wanderers Edition, but you didn't have the Weapon Mod Kits, you would not need this. And likewise, if you didn't have Eve but just had the Weapon Mod Kits, you would only need the Fallout Interoperability Program for FWE and WMK. And in fact, that just replaces some files. So it's actually probably, WMK is probably the simpler of the two mods to install. So, you know, you can choose which of these you'd like, but if you've got a reasonably decent system, I recommend both of them. They're absolutely superb mods, and it's just going to make it a lot more fun shooting things and an awful lot more fun blowing things up. Some of the explosion criticals with plasma explosions and laser grenades are incredible. Anyway guys, that's it for this video. I hope it was helpful and I hope you enjoyed it. And if you did, of course, please click the like button. I always appreciate that. I am hoping to get the next part of this series out in the next couple of days, and I hope you can join me for that. And until then, as always, have fun. A flame in your heart.